Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm back with another YouTube video. Okay, another stream. Okay, today is day 8 of trading. Day 8 of getting funded. Okay, so basically today it is a very choppy day, I would personally say. Okay, so let's take a look at the market for how the price action was. Okay, so yesterday FOMC news came out. Fed basically the Fed has already decided to cut 50 basis point, which I was 100% wrong. Okay, but hey, it is what it is. I can't predict the market. Okay, so that's for number one. Number two, price actually whipped up during the 2 o'clock and then straight away down. So the reason why the down was due to the hawkish uh from the Fed. So what do I mean by hawkish? So even though it's a 50 basis point cut, right, it could also signal some hawkishness to the market, meaning to dovishness, meaning bearish also. So the reason why the 50 basis point cut, it could be a strong reason, in the sense that because this is their first cut, so they can sort of play around with where they want to cut, and etc etc. So with that being said, okay, they can sort of play around with whatever they want to cut, whenever they want to cut, and whatever they want to cut. So they never exactly say that, okay, the next one we will cut like 25 or etc etc. So they didn't specifically say what. Okay, so next, the reason why, right now looking at the, so let me take a look at how what they say. So so the so the the dot plot, okay, which is projected to be another 50 basis point cuts in 2024, which takes the interest rates to about 4.5%. Okay, the Fed official said risk to employment inflation goals are now in balance, and I personally feel it's bullshit. Okay, I personally feel that the risk isn't like the inflation will most probably be there, no matter how you see it. Okay, because due to the fact that price, I mean, you, in the sense, in price action standpoint wise, right, I mean, sorry, not price action, fundamentals one, right, it took the Fed so long for the inflation to cut to where it is, which is 2%. Okay, and now with it dropping, right, with it, the Fed cutting even 50 basis point here, right, it's a massive cut. It could lead to the inflation start to pick back up. Okay, because the economy for US is strong. Okay, it could lead it to being it strong, hence that's why it you know it could pick back up very easily, and most people wanted to see a 25 basis point cut instead of a 50 basis point cut. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so yeah, so most economists wanted to see a 50 basis point cut instead of a 25. No, most of the economists wanted to see a 25 because of how interest and everything. Okay, so but basically, right now what they are trying to say is the FOMC is strongly committed to supporting the max employment at 2% interest, at 2% inflation. Okay, so next, so the what the reacted was that, US dollars plummeted, bonds yields plunge, stocks rally, and gold rallies. So it was a more the Fed statement struck a more dovish tone than was expected heading into the FOMC meeting. So the Fed is committed to maintaining economy strength, meaning to say that they are not looking at uh personally I personally feel that they are looking more towards what are they looking more towards? They are more looking towards being leaving the interest rates high. They don't want to drop it too much, even though yes it's a 50 basis point cut, but what this is trying to say is that Fed committed to maintaining, right, is basically trying to say that like the USD will still be very strong comparing to what it is now. Okay, there are others as well, like labor market has cooled from formerly overheated state, where what does that mean? That means that like uh the Fed the basically the market has a lot of jobs, that's why yeah so Fed will continue making decision meeting by meeting, so they are not saying that like oh uh now they cut 50 basis point, right, doesn't mean that they will not cut, they might not cut interest rate in the future. So what I mean, so maybe October comes, right, they will say okay inflation started to pick back up, and then they will say okay maybe we want to stop cutting inflation completely, which is could be 100% possible as well, so that's what the Fed is trying to say. That's why it's a very dovish tone by the Fed. Okay, so the Fed is not preset on any cost of like, oh, they right now the dot plot put that is 4.5%, but that doesn't mean that the Fed will continue to go with that. It could be a 5% cut, 0.5% cut by this year only, and they were like, okay, I'm done for the cut for this year, and it's very hard to predict the market. So as usual, Powell, he's a mixed in between. Okay, so two reasons why they actually sort of gave that cut was because they were being bullied by the market. What I mean by getting bullied by the market is purely in the sense that like um because a lot of people, a lot of economists really wants the Fed to really cut interest rates due to the pure reasons that uh the everything is dropping, inflation is dropping. They really want more money, which is a bad sign because that will lead into inflation going back up again. That doesn't make sense. So so that so then SE the unemployment rate forecast as well is slowly increasing, hence it could lead into a very bad, it could lead into recession. Okay, so that's why they decided to cut at a higher basis point cut. Okay, so next is that okay, so Fed Powell said that no one should look at a 50 basis point cut and think that this is the new pace. So what does that tells us? That tells us that like I said earlier, that 50 basis point cut does not mean that it will continue to push to be a 50 basis point cut. It's just that simple. Okay, yeah, so they don't think that they are behind the curve, meaning what does that mean? Because most of the time for the past few years, okay, the Fed has failed when they cut interest rates, right? They most of the time they do fail to cut before recession does come. Okay, they are always too late. So now that's why the Fed is trying to say, hey, we are right now at a nice timing. We think that we are not behind compared to last time, so it's a good sign. Okay, so today's decision of the 50 basis point cut is to say that they are committed to not getting behind so compared to the other countries, right, a lot of them has already started rate cutting, while Fed isn't. Okay, Fed clearly didn't started cutting only until recently. Okay, so until recently only then they started cutting. Okay, so we are close but not at 2% inflation. So what does that tell us? That basically tells us that okay, so they are close but they're not at 2% inflation. What does that say? In a sense that what essentially what he's trying to say that if inflation was to pick back up, right, they will not cut interest rates as much as you think they would cut, if you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so yeah, so that's the point. So that's why I say is along the line, that's the way it is lah. So just to don't confuse you guys as well. So that's why the market seems dovish. That's why with that rally push, oh, so happy with the 50 basis points. Fed start talking about, oh shit, okay, with inflation such strong and stuff along that line. Then in the Asian, so during Asian market, the reason why it Asian market, it actually sold off over here. As you can see, it was solding off. So I was thinking, okay, so maybe price was actually, whoa, down like 40 over pips. I was like, oh my god, so that was such a low right there. Yeah, so it was such a low dump. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so it could look in. I was looking for sales if price were to come up during Asian session. So I was okay, so maybe then I could. Yeah, I was looking for sell opportunities, honestly. So but then again, then I realized that when I look back at the charts again, right, I was like, oh my god, price just rallied higher. Okay, right now I'm in a short position. So I'm in the short. So my break even will be here. Okay, so I'm moving my stocks to break even now. Sorry. Okay, so why? Because this, if you look at the 1 minute, this was a low. Okay, so that low technically, in a sense that it could lead into a possibility of rejection, and if price were to want to continue pushing, okay, it will continue pushing here. Okay, so that's why I took that. As you can see, price rejected it. If price were to be very bearish here, it will just continue pushing. That's why I break even that trade much earlier. Okay, so what is my take profit? I think honestly my take profit here is pretty tough, because to say that, why do I say this is due to the fact that right now it's so bullish, and selling into this is a very, I would honestly say that selling into this is a very risky thing, because like I told you guys that during Asian session, right, if if price were to continue pushing towards the highs here, right, then you could possibly see that, okay, maybe price wants to continue pushing as well. So I sell here is due to the fact that I saw these 5 minutes in 5 minutes bullish fair value got broken down, and then at the same time Asian highs, which was, I think it was here. Yeah, it was like somewhere. Okay, sorry, let me show you guys on a 1 minute time frame here, easier for you guys. Okay, so Asian highs was like somewhere here. Where was one Asian highs? Okay, somewhere, it was somewhere here. Sorry, this was Asian highs here. As you guys can see, this was Asian highs right here. So um so and I took that trade. Okay, I was like, okay, so price, it broke down this Asian highs here, at the same time inverse this 5 minutes bearish fair value gap here. Okay, so and I've been saying the past few times when I take this trade, any trades, okay, during Asian lows or highs, right, is that most of the time Asian lows and highs are support and resistance. Okay, so when price usually tends to close below, I have high confirmation that okay, so hold on guys, so sorry about this. So let me set my take profit here. I do want to see you as my take profit. So my take profit is actually here, this low right here. Okay, I do want to sell all the way to here. I mean, that's my ultimate take profit, which is all the way to here. The reason why is because there's a double bottom, but I don't really want to risk it due to the fact that, like I said, price is very bullish, and at the same time there's a 5 minutes bullish fair value gap here. Actually, two bullish 5 minutes fair value gap here. So essentially price could reverse off these two zones, and I don't even know it as well, and I don't really want to risk that. Okay, so looking back at the structure of how market is like right now, um so when you I think what happened was purely that price actually just came back down here to sweep this low, tons of low here. That's why it make that reversal. And additionally, I think when Asian market came out, market was saying okay, because of a 50 basis point cut, you know, even though the Fed was kind of dovish, they felt that the dollar was sort of very weak, essentially lah. So essentially, because of the dollar was very weak, they was like okay, so I they just wanted to, they start buying the dollar, they started to sell the dollar, okay, because of the 50 basis point cut, you know, and stuff along that line. So that's why they decided to buy, and everything else, and dollar started to drop. As you guys can see, it started to drop quite substantially, yeah, a lot lah basically. So I mean, I do not want to see this, I don't like this. Okay, I do not like this, how this price action is right now. Okay, I don't like to see how this 1 minute is getting respected. But like I said, I am just holding this position out. I do want to see this 1 minute being inverse. If it does get inverse, then I will be more or less stopped out here, I guess you can say that. Okay, but additionally, so the reason for me to taking this sell here is price reacted off this 2 minute bearish fair value gap, you know, then 3 minute bearish fair value gap, 4 minutes bearish fair value gap as well. Nope, looks like I'm going to get a break even here. So I got a break even trade here. So I got break even trade here. So I wouldn't mind looking for a long setup actually. But additionally, I don't think I would too. But I will wait and see how things go, because it's within the zone that of my buys. Okay, so I got break even there. It's fine. I'm okay with that trade. Wow. So that's why I took the sell, and then 5 minute it did inverse as well. So hence that's why I took that sell. Okay, so right now I wouldn't mind looking for long setups. Okay, I did break even here, guys. Not really. I mean, it was negative 15. So if 5 minutes here were to break, I wouldn't mind taking a long setup here. Okay, this will be my last, not really last trade, but yeah, this will be essentially my last trade of the day. So yeah, okay, so for me wise, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't mind looking for a long, and shorts was pretty much very low probability in my personal opinion, because of how it was so bad. It was, euro is so goddamn bearish, sorry, bullish, you can see. Okay, so with such a strong bearish bullish momentum, okay, you it's hard to predict what the market will do. And also 15 minutes, and there was a bearish fair value gap here. Okay, that's why it reacted off as well. So for me wise, like I said, I wouldn't mind looking for a long setup. Okay, as see how these 5 minutes were to play out. Then this will be my last trade for the day. But if price were to react off these 5 minutes here, being very bearish here, right? As in like have a nice rejection. Okay, let me take a look. I wouldn't mind looking for another short position, honestly speaking. If 3 minutes were to break here and 2 minutes were to break here, I wouldn't mind looking for another short, due to the fact that there's still tons of liquidity towards the low side. But of course longs are doable as well. So like I said, I'll wait and see how things go, how this 5 minutes candle plays out. I don't think that was a bad trade in the first, in that first trade. I honestly don't think that it's a very bad trade. So right now it's rejecting off that 3 minute time frame, as you can, sorry, 5 minutes bullish fair value gap, and that 5 minutes as well lah. So 3 minutes and 2 minute did close. Right now I want to see how this bullish fair value gaps do close. If price does inverse this here, okay, both right, I will look for a short setup. But I'm not taking any trade just yet. I want both to close. Okay, this will be the last trade. Okay, Okay, price did close. Okay, price did close above it, but I don't really like it, honestly. Okay, this will be my last trade for the day, guys. Pretty tough trade. Not the most optimal day to trade today, honestly speaking. So the reason why I took that trade, I like how this rejection of, okay, I like the rejection of, and then how the price rejected off these 3 minutes bearish fair value gap. Okay, respected it. 2 minutes as well, respected it. Price is within the 5 minutes bearish fair value gap as well. So for me to close this will most probably be 5 minutes were to close above this 5 minutes Asian highs, at the same time close below the above 5 minutes bearish fair value gap here. Okay, so most probably that will be my trade if it were to close. Okay, so 5 minutes did close above it, as you guys can see. Okay, so I don't want to see 3 minutes here. I want to see 3 minutes here close below. If price can give me that as well, then I will be happy. I will be 100% happy. Okay, so there was a nice rejection off, and price also inverse this didn't break above this. So but what I do want to see here is these 5 minutes here to be respected. As in, sorry, not 5 minutes to be respected, 5 minutes to close below, even though it did close above here the Asian highs, but I do want it to close below. If price do come up and actually close above this, I most probably will close all my positions. Okay, so right now price is pretty much ranging. Okay, but like I said, I do see it I have a feeling that price was most probably look to push towards the highs here rather than the lows. Well, I mean, I'm just waiting to see how it plays out. because I don't like this candlestick. If this can, like I said, this candlestick close above it, getting supported by it, right, a candlestick with a very strong momentum push, right, you can basically say that it's basically just telling me that it's bullish at this point of time. Okay guys, looks like I'm gonna get stopped up here. Okay, I am gonna close my positions early. So reason why I will close my positions pretty early here is because one reason is S&P higher high, euro US dollar is making a higher highs, but however if you look at the euro USD, right? Okay, USD is as well making higher highs here. So that tells us that price has the momentum to continue pushing towards the highs here. Okay. So that's just S&P here. So I think most probably I can say I'm gonna get stopped out, and I'm actually gonna look for a buy entry here. So even though I think it will be a pretty uh, early, I will have to wait and see. Okay, so if I do look for a buy setup, I will wait for that 5-minute closure above. But more or less, I am closing all my positions here. So I did close all my positions here, guys. So I'm closing early here, definitely way earlier. So it's fine even if price were to reverse here, but I don't taking the risk. So it's definitely a risky trade, this one, like I told you guys. I mean, I would say I did follow my trading setup and stuff along that line, but the reason why I closed early was 5-minute did close above here. Okay, 5-minute did close above. I saw S&P on the dollar. Okay, price make higher highs, but euro USD also make higher highs also. So essentially that means that the euro is just very strong. The euro USD is just very strong. That's why even if euro USD were to make dollar were to make higher high, right, the euro USD is just currently too strong. That's why, because of the S&P, as we know. But additionally, because of this the what breaking above, I was okay. So I was like, okay, so currently you could see like how basically price is just very bullish. So I do want to see 5 minutes break here. Okay, 5 minutes and 1 minute and 3 minutes break here. Okay, sorry, let me take a look at the 2 minutes. So 2 minutes currently deep break. Okay, 2 minute deep break here. So if price were to come back up here, right, and then should take this trade out here, I was most probably will not be looking for entry. But okay, I just don't want to see it break this high. That's all I don't want to see. If it breaks that high, then it's a very tough trade for me to take. Okay, I want a pullback. Please give me a pullback. Okay, of course if it doesn't give me, then I really can't do anything much about it, right? You know, I want it, you want it, the market doesn't give you at the aftermarket. Okay, so 2 minutes, 3 minutes did close. Okay, 5 minute did close, guys. So I added one small lot size here. Okay. Because the price is just, the stop loss is just way too big, honestly speaking. So it's very low chance, I guess you can say. So I do want a pullback if, I mean, I want, like I said, I want, you want, you know, that the market doesn't give you what you want. So we just have to react accordingly. If price does come back down, I wouldn't mind taking a trade, additional trade. Okay guys, so currently right now I'm still in the trade, not looking too good the trade, but I'm still waiting. Okay, for me wise, for me to close this trade will be these 5 minutes. Okay, this 5 minutes was to inverse. Okay, this 5 minutes fair value gap that I originally marked out the area, inversed. Okay, then once it inverse, it closed below this support, Asian high support as well. Then I will look to stop out here. Okay guys, so but currently right now I'm actually going to go out. I have placed my trades. All my take profits will be actually above this high here, because I saw that okay, so actually looking back at this trade that I took earlier here, right, was even though on the chart here it looks like it's a double bottom, okay, on this chart as well look like a double bottom, but in fact actually when I saw my broker, right, was that it actually swept the low. Okay, so which essentially means that if it did actually sweep the low there, right, okay, essentially just means that, okay, basically it essentially means that price could, because we're sweeping the low, there's no point for us to take the trade. If we want to continue pushing, it will definitely continue pushing. Okay, I always keep saying for to you guys, so basically that's about it. Yeah, it did sweep that low. It was supposed to sweep, I mean, it's not say supposed to sweep, sorry. Essentially it swept that low, but I still took that buy trade, sell trade over here, which was kind of my own fault, okay, honestly speaking. So that was the reason why I was like, not really contemplating, I guess, but essentially, yeah, yeah, okay. So I do want to see this before I leave. I actually just want to do a last one, which is this 1 minute fair value gap here, very fair value gap here. I want to see it close above it. Okay, it did close. Okay, yeah, 2 minutes as well closed, so nice chance for it to continue pushing higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move my bottom trades to break even here. So yeah, I'm gonna see you guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Okay, you guys can check out my Telegram channel for the update. So the reason why I'm still taking this trade here is purely the fact that there is a double bottom, there's a double top here. Okay, I saw my broker. I really did see. I really did try to analyze it, and the price didn't sweep. Okay, so that's why I'm actually targeting this high here, this double top here, and I believe that price will continue pushing towards that highs towards and sweeping that double top there as well. So like I said, I will only close my position once these 5 minutes were to be inversed and stuff, and yeah. Okay, that will be all for my trade, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, hope you guys learned something from this trading, and it was not a very good trading day, I'll be very honest. Okay, because the market was pretty choppy. I was in buy sells, and it was just essentially over trading. So this will be my last trade. I'm already in this position. If I do lose here, then it's fine. I'm gonna take that loss. I don't want to over trade anymore. So yeah, peace guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned something. Essentially the FOMC news. So yeah,